Hello, YouTube land. I've been wanting to say this for a long time, and I'm just going to say it. I strongly believe that the aid that U.S. Congress, Senate, the President sends over to Israel is the biggest money laundering scheme in the history of this planet. Let's take, for instance, how the U.S. repeatedly pays Israel to freeze building settlements. It did in 2008, 2009, and 2010. We're talking about billions of dollars. And then Israel goes ahead and builds the settlements several months after they get the aid. You only need a half a brain to figure out, one, that the American people are paying for all those illegal settlements under the guise of U.S. paying Israel not to build them. Now, if you saw the paperwork we put out the other day showing how Israel plans to expand their settlements through Jordan and Syria and Gaza Strip, and take over most of the Middle East with their settlements with the aid of American taxpayers' dollar and the blood of its soldiers, if need be. Now, these billions and billions of dollars could have went to Americans that fell victim to, like, Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Katrina, earthquakes, the deadly fire that was started by a DEW weapon in California. I mean, when are the American people just going to say enough is enough, man? So they send billions over to Israel to tell them to stop with the settlements, and then they do it anyways. And the only reason why you're going to do the same thing next year is this money laundering thing is going on. Then Israel is going to pay the politicians back by donating the money back through other companies like the World Zionist Organization, or ADL. Which, by the way, ADL is at it again. Now they're trying to say ruins and old hieroglyphics that mostly white tribes use are anti-Semitic. And they do want a swath of land in Utah. That's a video for another time. But I wanted to quickly show you this. This is, they're paying Israel again to stop the settlements, and they pledge to veto any action or resolution against Israel. And I just kind of wanted to just page through this for a minute. And a lot of people say, oh, WikiLeaks is just a controlled opposition. Well, you know, a lot of this stuff is unclassified. However, it's easy to look up at WikiLeaks because they have a better filing system, shall we say. I think I'm going to touch on this one because anytime a general objects they find themselves out of a job. And maybe I was a little too hard on the generals the other day, but Really, it shows you not only is our military so compromised, even when one speaks out, the others don't come to his aid. You can read this. Because if I read it, they might censor it. Everybody's saying this person and that person's the Antichrist. I mean, Netanyahu's the Antichrist. He's the right hand of Satan. Unless that doesn't qualify for the Antichrist. I mean, there's a document in here showing how they actually planned to execute 2,000 Palestinians. And there's an email, which I'm going to show you at a later date because I'm just tired. Shows that this is what Netanyahu sent Hillary an email given his demands from the U.S. And one of them was about a staged attack from Iran in the mountains over there in Israel. And I will capture that. I just have to change to a different browser. I hope you're reading this because, like I said, I don't want to get censored. But again, you have Congress or the House taking Israel sides all the time, and could that be because they're dual Israeli citizens that are holding seats? And Americans cannot let themselves be bullied. We know you cannot serve two countries at one time, and the dual citizens need to go. And we showed you where Israel is out there selling our secret military secrets to China. And what happens? Nothing. Israel, Mossad, under a different name, hacked into Facebook. Stole a bunch of Americans' information, credit card, and everything about you. What happened? Nothing. ADL is an unregistered foreign agent. Nothing happened. A woman going to school from Russia here who was a gun activist, got invited to a few parties, gave her opinion. She was thrown into solitary confinement because they said she was an unregistered agent. It's time for this to end. Until next time, it is either going to be an easy slaughter for them if we don't get together as Americans under the one thing we can hopefully agree on. We have a right to exist. And Israel doesn't need any security. If they would stop lobbing bombs at everybody, they wouldn't need security. And if you ever notice, nobody ever does anything back to them. But this general was right. Netanyahu and Israel is completely ungrateful. They wanted them to get out of Gaza all the way back to before the Reagan era, Clinton era, Reagan era. And then and this includes the Golden Heights too. And what does our Zionist leader do? Makes an illegal announcement. He cannot give the Golden Heights to Israel. He just can't. He just can't. And you know, somebody's going to put the U.S. in their place real soon. And it's going to be unfortunate. Because yet again, it's going to be the people who pay for the sins, degradation, and the evil of their leaders. So we better start speaking up now.